In Unit 5, I want to show you really quickly how to use the IU Research Database, which when you scroll down to the Unit 5 module, go down a little bit and you'll see it, IU Research Database. This will be a tremendously helpful source to you when it comes to finding articles for your paper. So let's just do a quick walkthrough of how to use it. If you click on it, I'm already logged in, but it'll probably ask you for your IU username and password. You could get it through the Duo on your phone, but anyway, once you do get logged in, it'll take you to this screen. I'm just going to click on that link there to go directly to the page. If you cannot get logged in right now, just scoot up next to somebody who did get logged in, who again, you just need your IU username and passphrase. All right, a topic that students have used in the past for this paper that's worked really well is fraternity hazing as it relates to obedience to authority. And I know that students have had success with that, so I'm just going to use that as an example to show you how to use the database. Okay, so once you hit whatever topic it is you're interested in, click search. And as you can see, I've got 9,378 articles to choose from. Definitely too many to try to sift through. Having said that, if you start to scroll through and you find an article that looks interesting to you, in these first couple of scrolls through, you by all means grab it. But let's just say you don't want to spend all day going through all the articles. You want to narrow it down. So on the left-hand side, limit to, click full text. And now we're down to 7,976. That's still a lot. All right, still too many to try to sift through. So let's click again, scholarly journals. In other words, peer-reviewed. This just simply means that if I'm a professor, fellow professors have read my article and they give it the seal of approval. This gives you a level of security about the reliability of your source when it's peer-reviewed. So now we're down to 106, much more manageable, but still that's a lot of articles. And for the sake of learning how to use this, from blank to blank years. And so let's just pick the last 5 years. It's definitely a relevant topic. Certainly in the last 5 years, it's been an issue at IU's campus, for example. So anyway, click. And now we're down to 16, very, very manageable number. Having said that, I said years from 2016 to 2021, there are obviously certain sources that we would call like universal or timeless sources, such as research studies like Milgram's study or Zimbardo's study or the article from Kelman and Hamilton or Fromm. Those are going to be timeless papers that 100 years from now students could use in a research paper. But for the purposes of this, you obviously can use, you're supposed to use at least 2 articles from RAC or articles that we have read and discussed, and then you have to find 2 to 3 other sources, outside sources. So you have to have a grand total of 5 sources. All right, and again, as I said, the research database is one place that I highly recommend. Do this before you do a Google search. I feel pretty confident that you'll find some good articles just by using this database. And honestly, next year, your professors might require that you use a database above all else. So as you can see, they're pretty simple to use. So anyway, I've narrowed it down to the last 5 years, full text, scholarly, peer-reviewed. Now I'll start looking through. And let's just say I like this one. All right, this just grabbed my attention. You've got the title there. You've got a little button for citing it, and I'll show you more about that in a minute. And then you've got a link here to go straight to the article. I'm just going to click this to start with. And just gives me a detailed record of the article itself. And over here on the right-hand side, there are various tools that you can make use of. For example, once again, that cite button or printing the article, which is what I highly recommend. Being an old school person, I like to just print things, and I take my notes on paper. But you don't have to print it. You can download it. It's a PDF, so you can download it and save it as well as an additional place to keep track of your articles. Me personally, sometimes when I save an article, I end up forgetting where I saved it, and I spend all day trying to find where I saved it. And that's a me thing. That's probably a me problem. But at least if I print it, I know I can easily find it. So whatever your preference is. But over here on the right-hand side, let's click on Cite and see what that does for us. So citation format, it gives you all the different types of citation formats. We're looking for MLA. So scroll down, and there it is. You have the bibliographic entry already created for you, and you just copy and paste that into your works cited page or into your annotated bibliography, which is part of your microtheme number 4. You've got a writing plan and annotated bibliography. Annotated bibliographies are just simply that. They have the bibliographic information plus an annotation, which is a 3 to 5 sentence review of the source. And in the description of the assignment and in the slideshow, I've told you what you need to include specifically in your annotation. All professors will ask for something different in the annotation. Maybe they just want you to give a concise summary that captures the central argument of the piece and how they develop it and its usefulness to your paper. All right, but again, each professor will ask for something different in the annotation. Look at the assignment description again for what should be included in your annotation for this. All right, but anyway, there's that, and then we haven't looked at the article yet, so let's look at the article. If you scroll down further, there might be more information you want to look for there, but let's just say I want to read the article. So click it. And you can see it's taking you to a PDF. This is an 18-page article, and that might seem like a really long article, but if you only have to find 2 to 3 outside sources, then that's not that much to ask to read that article plus at least 1 or 2 others. See, you have to have a total of 5. You can have 2 rack articles and 3 outside articles, or you could have 3 rack articles and 2 outside articles. You just have to have a total of 5, all right, with a minimum of 2 of either type, a rack or an article that you find. So anyway, whatever you do, there aren't that many sources you have to find. So an 18-page source isn't really that terrible. Just start reading through it, and before you print it, it's very important. If you decide to print, before you print, make sure you actually read it. You don't want to be the guy over there at the copier who is spitting out 18 or 20 or 30 or 40 pages of a document that you're not even going to read. So read it and decide if you like it, then print. All right. I hope this was very helpful to you, this quick walkthrough. Again, I described everything I'm going over right now in the slideshow. If you have any particular questions that I can help you with, whether it be trying to, enter the correct phrase, a better phrasing in order to land on articles that you want, I'd be glad to help you with that. Again, sometimes students will enter one phrase or one word or something and say, I can't find anything. Well, then we just rephrase what they're looking for and find a bunch of stuff. So anyway, don't hesitate to reach out to me for help. And that's it. Thank you very much.